Hey, it's Jen. Welcome to Art Scene. We're in Midtown Manhattan to explore light, glass, and reflectivity with one of the most talented mosaic artists out there, Michael Curry. Let's go see his studio, talk to him, and check out his work.
Hey!
How's it going?
Good,
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming by. Nice to see you.
I've been really looking forward to sitting down with you and chatting about your work, so thanks again.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming by.
Tell our Art Scene audience a little bit about how you got started as a fine artist.
A little bit of a happy accident. I actually started off as a Broadway performer, and I was doing a long-running show. I had a table that I was going to throw out, and I went to bed that night. It was a dining room table. I went to bed that night, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I kid you not, I sat bolt right up in bed. I had an epiphany to tile the table, to do a mosaic.
And you'd never done anything like that before?
Never had. So the next day I went into my show, I went into the dressing room and I asked if anyone knew anything about mosaics. And sure enough, one of the guys did. He hooked me up with a friend of his who not only showed me some basic techniques, but he gave me about $3,000 worth of glass. And that's all I needed to get started. I became obsessed with this table to the point that I was calling in sick to my Broadway show because I wanted to stay home and work on this table.
It was a bit of a calling.
It definitely felt like it.
And then from making that table into becoming a fine artist, how did that transition happen?
I did a lot of traditional mosaic work, and then I started learning more about glass, taking more classes, learning how to work specifically with stained glass, and once I learned how to cut that, everything opened up for me.
And you've been pushing that very far with different textures and techniques that are really amazing and beautiful and have amazing geometry and light, like this piece behind us. How did this piece come about in this particular technique?
This piece, which is called Refraction of Diamond, it really started with a what-if question. I created one block that I really liked. It had a blue side and a green side. And I thought, what would happen if I kept repeating this block? And so I did it 900 times. I created 900 of these blocks. One thing that really surprised me was this diamond pattern that just sort of emerged. The reflection of all the different angles, they create a series of diamonds wherever your focal point is.
And I agree that this piece has a lot of movement, even if when you look at it from different angles, it almost looks like the individual pieces are tumbling, even though it's a very linear piece.
Most of the pieces that I create, they look very different from different angles, and they change a lot too as the lighting in the room changes throughout the day.
So can we check out some of these other textures and pieces and some of your works in progress and see a little bit more of some of these techniques you're talking about?
Let's do it.
Are these some of your works in progress?
Yes, this is done with two colors. The impetus for this piece is to explore a gradation of color by really only using one color and then the other is clear. Whatever two colors are on either side, they reflect themselves and they have an interaction.
Wow. And there's a few more different techniques behind us here.
This is the technique that I call flanked. And it actually came to me one day while I was having lunch. I was eating a sandwich, and boom, once again, an epiphany to sandwich the glass, to turn it on its side and flank it in between, or sandwich it in between two other pieces of glass.
Some of these pictures right here under the flanked piece, that's some of the supportive family we were talking about earlier, right?
Exactly, yeah, this is my family, so I'd like to keep them nearby. This is my brother Jeff, who is a fantastic photographer. He's also the creative director for a big ad agency. Behind them are my parents. There's my dad, who is an incredible woodworker. And then on the other side is my mom, who's also very artistic. And next to them, that's my grandparents, my grandmother and then my grandfather, who was in World War II. It's
great that your support structure and your family is right here in your space. It's a nice reminder. Thank you so much again for having us by your studio with the light and movement in your piece. There's nothing like seeing it in person. It's so experiential.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for coming by. It was great to see you.
It's a real treat. And thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time on Art Scene.